What's up? Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads, and check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel. Thank you. So McFarlane Toys official has revealed some images of new figures from the DC Multiverse line. Before I get into this video, I want to say this. 3 things that would improve the DC Multiverse line: accurate scaling, forward ab crunch, and pinless technology. They are 3 things that I think would absolutely enhance this line to no end. So I hope McFarlane Toys employees are out there. I hope they're listening, and they're the constructive criticisms that I would give to make this line better. Going on these images that we're seeing here, Mr. Freeze looks phenomenal. My personal favourite interpretation of Mr. Freeze is the one from the Batman animated TV series, where he has this kind of iceberg type of head and these freeze powers very akin to Sub-Zero. I think that would look wonderful in a DC Multiverse line personally. As we can see here, Mr. Freeze is looking cool. They say chill out, I would say ice to meet you. Kind of go on that Schwarzenegger Batman and Robin vibe. But what we have here is a fantastic looking Mr. Freeze. If we had a live action version of Mr. Freeze to face off against Ben Affleck's Batman, I would pick James Spader. You could absolutely see James Spader rocking something like this and being as cool as Mr. Freeze should be. Excuse the pun. What we see here is some fantastic details on the Mr. Freeze outfit, and we've become accustomed to that with the McFarlane DC Multiverse line, and I quite like it. I like the details that are on it. It makes sense to me, and it also brings these characters a little bit more to life. What we can't see here is if this figure does have pins. I'm hoping it doesn't have pins, and what I mean by that is visible pins. I hope it's using this pin visible technology that's been talked about by Hasbro. It's something that Mattel already implemented into their figures, and I think it would actually improve the looks of the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse. Todd McFarlane's all about sculpts. To me, if you got ahead of that and you got that implemented, it'd be absolutely wonderful. Mr. Freeze is a favourite of mine. He's my favourite Batman Rogue. Looking forward to seeing this now in the DC Multiverse line. He's an absolute purchase. We see here Garrick's Flash. Obviously, it's still featuring the pins. And see what I mean? This would look like a much cleaner sculpt if those pins weren't visible. This looks great, and I hope it's going to have forward ab crunch. That's something that McFarlane needs to be implementing across all of these figures, is forward ab crunch, because they can bend back, no problem. But bending forwards seems to be a bit hindrance for them, whether it's the joint itself or whether it's the cutout piece within the torso that's not allowing them to do that. Garrick looks great, and I would love to see this, and I'm sure we will. I think we'll see a gold label version of this, or maybe a different version of it used somewhere else, maybe the same body and head maybe, for the Kingdom Come Flash. Now I know that that's Wallace West, and I know that people say, well, that doesn't match with Garrick. Well, if it's translucent or if it's all red and it features the helmet of Garrick, which it did in Kingdom Come, and we know the Kingdom Come Batman's coming, then I can see McFarlane using that going forward. I'm looking forward to this though. Garrick looks great. It's a brilliant design, and a lot of these figures, I have to say, really stand out on the shelf. They look really, really good, and I'm a big fan of the DC Multiverse line. I'd love to see it keep going, and I'd love to see it improve. We've got Infinite Frontier Joker. So we've got another Joker. This seems to be based off of the body of the 3 Jokers already, so that's alright. We know what to expect with this one. We've got a new head sculpt here. The head sculpt looks great. It looks like McFarlane has been introducing the likes of the face print technology, or a variation of it at least, because I've seen an awful lot of the figures lately, and a lot of them are very clean, and they're painted very well, and there does seem to be a bit of inkjet dots on them. I don't know whether that's my own eyes or whether that's something other people have noticed. Let me know in the comments below. I like the popped collar here that we can see with the Joker, and the Joker is featuring fairly wild hair and also a very determined smirk on his face. I like that. I think that looks pretty cool. Now we're going to see the Signal. It's not a character that I'm very much so interested in. I think the design is pretty gaudy, to be quite honest with you. Don't think it's great. I like the Dark Knight's metal version of this character. I think it was very well done, and it also looked really cool. This one, on the other hand, not interested in, so I'm going to pass on that one. Next up then, we have the Con-El Superboy. Looking forward to this one, but as a lot of people have noticed and pointed out, this should be all yellow. And that's another thing that's a bit of a gripe amongst fans of the DC Multiverse line, which is This will come packed with a trading card or a reference, some sort of specific art, and then it'll do something like this. Like, you can bet your bottom dollar that this figure is going to come out. It's going to come with a trading card, and it's going to feature an all yellow symbol. You know what I'm saying? So small things like that, inaccuracies like that, and this kind of little bit of a spin on, oh, look at our interpretation of it. No is the answer to that one. A lot of people just want to see the image from the comic book brought to life in 3D shape and in a 3D form in an action figure. I understand what you're trying to do. However, I do think that if you just went with the yellow symbol, a lot more people would be happy. The only thing is, I'll say this, I wouldn't rule out a gold label version of this here, because as we know, McFarlane does like to do gold label versions, and gold label versions that are a little bit more accurate than what he puts out in the main line. It's quite curious, that decision, in my opinion. I mean, he's featuring some serious loaves of bread here at the back. Anyway, we'll move on and we'll look at the last figure, and personally the one I'm most excited for, but it does come back to what I was talking about earlier on, which are the pins. As you can see here, we've got a black knee joint here, and as you can see in here, we've got black pins. That totally throws the look from this figure. Now, we will say this looks phenomenal, and that's why I'm giving that constructive criticism, because if this doesn't have pins, this would look unbelievable on your shelf. And I think it already does. It looks very good, and I'm impressed by the fact that he is using the Kingdom Come Batman, because I think it's something that an awful lot of people wanted to see anyway. But the fact that it can be improved upon is something that a lot of people would like to see in their collections. And to me, that would look way more cleaner if that was even a grey pin rather than a black pin. I'm not sure the thinking behind that one. Now, it could be wrong. I would suggest that I'm not wrong though, because I can see kind of a black outline here. Why is that not a grey pin? You know what I'm saying? These are small things as well that add up to be big things, because that sticks out to me like a sore thumb. And now that I've pointed it out, I'm sure it's going to stick out to you also. So there's a lot of work that goes into this figure. A lot of moulding, a lot of detail. And to put those in, and especially those colours, especially after the Hush scenario. And what I mean by that is the Hush Batman came out and there was a joint painted rather than just being left grey, and it just threw off the look entirely of Hush Batman. Now, fortunately, people were able to use some sort of rubbing alcohol, I think it was, to remove the paint, and the joint was underneath it actually grey. So a baffling decision made by people at McFarlane Toys, and these are the type of decisions that are just silly and are not needed and not, I don't think, warranted. But this looks phenomenal, and look, I think we'll see some Kingdom Come figures. We're gonna see, I would say, Batman. We'll see Superman. They're very popular from that line. I'd imagine we'd see Wonder Woman. I'd certainly imagine we'll see the Flash. And then I think we'll see maybe the Alan Scott Green Lantern. So at that point in time, I don't think he's a Green Lantern anymore. He just absorbs the energy and he comes with this massive sword. That is definitely in the wheelhouse of McFarlane, and it does look like he's interested in doing those type of characters. So that's my video today on the DC Multiverse line. I have a couple of others there featuring the likes of Catwoman that I'm going to be posting now. Just singular videos, because these images came out pretty rapid fire, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to just collectively put them together instead of doing one video for each one, because I know sometimes that can be monotonous. And I would like to see and hear your opinions on whether you think that's a good idea to wait for a number of images to come out to then do a report on them, or whether you prefer the singular videos that just talk about that specific character, because I know myself there's some characters here that I like more than others. So let me know in the comments down below. Very impressed with this Kingdom Come Batman. I will be buying it, and that's part of the thing. I love these figures. I would just love to see them improved a little bit more. Do you feel the same? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads, and check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel. I'll talk to you later. Good luck.